So it's Bling versus Neytron on Antigua Shipyard. A little PvP action, Kev. One of your favorite matchups.
Yes.
Maybe your absolute favorite matchup.
It is my absolute favorite matchup, and I kind of wonder if one of these guys adjusted the new style that's been quite popular right now, at least among some top North American Protoss players. And Ben, crazy as it sounds, one gate expand. You drop the Nexus before anything else, and it is pretty damn safe, because what they do is they just sit on their ramp until they have 2 more sentries, and then if you try to pressure with only a few units, you're gonna get force-filled, you're gonna end up losing them. And if you want a really straight up 4-gate, they can just sit on top of their ramp and they can sacrifice the Nexus or just still cancel it, and they will still be fine, because hey, we all know that 4-gate is a huge investment, and if there are already 2-3 sentries out, you can't bust the ramp. So I'm very curious to see if either player is going to do something like that.
It is a very meta build, Kev.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've been playing a lot against TT1 lately, and TT1 is one of those guys that loves this build in PvP, and it sounds so easy to beat. I really think one of the only few really hard counters is the 4-gate Warp Prisms play. I don't think you're able to beat that if you ever go 1-gate expand.
What about just the Blink Obs?
No, they have Immortals out way too quick.
Really?
Yes, way too many Immortals, and their economy is just way too good, so you won't be able to pull it off.
That surprises me. What about 4-gate Blink?
Won't work either. It's just too strong. The sentries and Immortals are too strong. You can't kill them with Blink Stalkers.
They have Immortals out in time for Blink?
They go 1-gate Robo. 1-gate Nexus Robo and then 2 more gates. It's crazy, but it's super safe. It's an extremely good build, and I am sure that we're going to see it much more. I've already played it. Like yesterday I was playing some random ladder on NA. Then I faced one guy who was doing it as well, exactly the same way as TT1 is doing it.
Very interesting.
Yes, but I guess neither of these two guys are going to do it yet. What I know from Bling is that Bling has always been a fan of Blink Stalkers on Antigua. Of course, Antigua Shipyard is one of the best Blink Stalker maps out there, because there is so much surface area to blink into the main base. And Neytron is a little bit more of a standard player. I do think we're going to see him with Blink Stalkers as well. Of course, Blink is kind of standard. I don't know why I said more like a standard player. But I've never... Yeah, when I saw Neytron play, it's never really something super funky or something I've never seen before. It's just...
Which is very characteristic of most, we'll just say, high level, but not quite top level players. Just to play very standard, play very safe. It's one of the real keys to just kind of learning to play the game at a high level. You have to know that aspect of it.
Keeping a close eye on their bases to make sure that they are indeed going Blink Stalkers, or is one of the two players going to be crazy and just going to try to go Robo straight away, or maybe even some Phoenix action.
Antigua's not a terrible map for Robo. It's still, the geography of it allows you to pretty safely go something like an Immortal Expand. But like, actually, Bling drops the Robo. Interesting.
Yep, Neytron just dropped 2 additional gates, so he's spending quite some chrono boost on his cybernetics core as well. Taking a look at the upgrades, his upgrade is quite further than the upgrade of Bling, so I think we're going to see some 3-gate pressure over here from Neytron. Well, Bling is going to have to open the door. Well, Ben, that's all part of a day at the office.
Of course, man.
You sit at home, you have to open the door.
Bling's gonna I'm sure it's just a couple of honeys coming over. Standard for Bling.
Yes, at least 3.
Yep.
Like 3 girls. Bling, are you done yet? Not yet, babe.
Okay, we just dance in front of you while you play.
I don't think they sound Russian in the UK.
I don't know why the Russian accent came out.
Sometimes as well, that I try like, how do I do this accent? Yeah, let's try to sound Russian.
Default to Russian.
Hello. It does not work like that.
I was in Mexico and I met this really pretty girl. She said, "Hello, Kevin."
Hello, I like. Kevin, so nice name. I like. I'm not sure that was.
Then the next day I was in Taiwan, met another really nice girl. She came up to me, "Hello, Kevin."
Hello.
So everywhere you go, always Russian.
Oh, it's even now he is dropping the Twilight as well, but I still think this is going to be a little bit of a commitment, at least by Neytron, as he is bringing 1 probe across the map as well. And I love it, man, that we're giving players like Neytron a moment to shine. It would be quite something if out of all guys that the Bling beat so far, people like Nurture, Slivko, Urka and whatnot, that Neytron would be the one picking off his gauntlet.
That would be a very impressive victory for Neytron. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the results of Bling's play last week, just so we can talk about everybody that he beat. But in the meantime, we've got Neytron setting up. Oh, can Bling snipe the probe? That would be a very nice pick off, and he does get it. Pylon is still down, though.
Yeah, but he did spot the pylon as well, and that's going to help Bling so much already. Even though Bling, well, he's gonna have an Immortal and a Sentry soon. All he needs to drop is one good force field. He doesn't have to drop it too early. If I were him, I would let 2 Stalkers go up the ramp and then drop it. With the Immortal out, it's so easy to pick off Stalkers.
Here we go. Oh, Immortal is here, and actually Natron being very smart, doesn't overcommit, just checks, actually even keeping the Zealot alive.
Yeah, good play from both sides. But that pick off by Bling, as you pointed out, Ben, was huge. Made his life so much easier, and he spotted the pilot, so he knows there is at least a little bit of aggression.
As we do have a small lull in the game, I can say that Bling's list of defeated opponents right now: Nerchio, Slivko, Sokka, DBS, and of course, just taking out Urk.
Yeah, and I thought that both Zok and DBS were very nice defeats for Bling as well. Certainly Zok is always strong PvP, even though he always says about himself that he doesn't have strong PvP. It's a lie, guys. Never trust Zok when he says that, because he does have...
Oh,
this
Bling,
is so risky.
Is very, very risky.
Blink, he's so lucky that Blink is not ready yet. Well, it's actually 25 seconds off, so it was not super close. I guess he wanted to see the confirmation if Natron actually canceled that pylon or not.
I suppose, Kev, I mean, Bling's a player who could probably look down at the game clock and say, okay, Blink can't be ready yet. But that's still very risky, cutting it as close as 20 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, Natron opened double gate. Imagine if he went 1 gate Twilight.
Yeah, that's also very true.
Then I think it would have been ready. But at the end of the day, both players are still going to end up with pretty much the same unit composition. But I like Blink's position right now, because those 2 Immortals, they are so nice to have in your army. And yes, his Blink is going to be a little bit later, but he seems to have a pretty good read on this game, as he's also keeping his Observer with his army. You do not want to lose your Observer in this phase of the game. As you can see, both players are very low on gas. And they're exactly even in army supply, but Blink's army is stronger.
Yep, the Immortals just have so much great fighting strength. Now here's a very important moment as Natron's Observer is going to make its way over to the base of Bling. And will he manage to blink up on the high ground?
I wouldn't blink in there, Natron.
Oh, Bling surely sees that. He is going to come back and try to snipe the obs, and gets it. Huge pick off there for Bling. That means he is completely safe. Natron just expands.
And the best thing for Bling right now is that Bling knows that if he walks across the map, the only way that Natron can enter his base is via the main entrance. First engagement is going off right now. Ooh, miscontrol right there by Bling. He could have saved that one Stalker.
Gets the blink and does kill a Stalker, so first blood. Well, maybe not necessarily first blood.
Oh, he just lost a Stalker. So.
But the best engagement of the game so far goes to Bling. Who still hasn't managed to drop his own Nexus. He does pick off Natron's pylon. Natron's just going to go ahead and head back into the middle of the map, where he's going to sit on that Zelnaga tower.
Natron is not going to be able to keep that Nexus alive. There's no way against these 2 Immortals. He's going to try to pick something off over here.
Oh, and that's not a... Well, I guess it's 1 for 1. Stalker for a Stalker, but... oh, Bling again with the aggressive blink forward. Doesn't kill anything, but does some nice damage. And Natron in full retreat right now immediately cancels the Nexus, knowing that he can't possibly hold. And now Bling's just going to walk right up to the front.
Well, that's a very good decision.
And do a little bit of contain of his own.
Good judgment right there by Natron, realizing that he won't be able to keep that Nexus alive. Now, of course, it's important for Bling that Bling does not overcommit it. He doesn't try to be too smart and blink into the main base, because there are actually a lot of units for Natron out on the map as well. Ooh. Almost picked off Observer.
Observer snipe attempts there from both players. Bling has not shown any real interest in expanding. He's continuing to warp in off of 4 gateways. He does have the larger army.
Do you think it's crazy that Natron never decided to get an Immortal on his own?
I think it's crazy and a little bit dangerous. Observer taking more damage, but still stays alive.
I mean, of course, the good moment is, or the good thing about having so many Blink Stalkers is that if your opponent one time sort of takes a fight which you're winning, then you can really out-micro him so hard, and you can save every single Stalker and just pick off units one by one. But it's going to be hard to get into that position.
Bling really wants to do something aggressive, Kevin. He is looking for an opening, and he might have found one. He's going to walk over here to the back of Natron's base.
Going to pick up the pylon and get out of there. So good stuff. That's what you always want to do. You want to check the outside. People will always build pylons there, despite it being dangerous, and you might end up losing them. You also want to be able to spot Blink Stalkers coming in before they are actually shooting on your Cybernetics Core or on your Robo.
Yep. Necessary investment. It's much better to lose a pylon than it is to lose a handful of probes or something important like a gateway or some valuable tech structure.
You don't want to be caught off guard, Ben. Certainly not against Blink Stalkers, as they are so quick and mobile. Not as quick as Zerglings. Man.
Look how thorough Natron's being. He's trying to check around for probes, and he finds one. But doesn't attack it because there we go. Now he's going to get that probe. Very good play. Just solid, very, very solid play from Natron. who is once more back out on the map, going to pick off one of Bling's proxy pylons. We can see that Bling is pretty much pulled back to his natural.
Yeah, Bling has to get out of there. This is 26 Bling stalkers against 16 Bling. This, oh, you're going to have to blink.
Oh, that's
very risky.
Wow.
Stalker.
Bling showing some...
top-notch control.
Absolutely, some some ballsy decision-making there. Neyt with another aggressive Blink does finally kill a stalker, so revenge is...
Sweet.
Yep, it is indeed.
Bittersweet.
That's right, because it has my name in it.
Well, imagine if you have Russian revenge.
Oh, and there's the very aggressive Blink from Neyt. Bling has these smaller forces. Immortals are a little bit slow to show up. Finally, they do make it into the fight. And, continuing to blink aggressively is Bling. He will pick off.
Oh, this is always a trouble moment when you have so many Blink stalkers. It's hard to get out of them with all of them over there. Neyt's going to have to be so careful right now, and he's doing a pretty good job in keeping most of his units alive.
Great job. Resources lost shows us that Bling is still trading a little bit better than Neyt, but that was a pretty good fight for the Russian. Bling's first Colossus on the way now.
Well, I found it very risky just to blink into the main base like that. He did see, of course, the Immortals on the low ground, but I did not expect him to go for it. But I guess this is the moment where he thought, hey, I have way more Blink Stalkers, so if it's going to be Blink against Blink, or Stalker against Stalker, I'm going to have an advantage with those Immortals on the low ground. But despite picking off a couple of Stalkers, I don't think it was good enough.
Hey, wait, this could be better.
Neyt should have paid better attention there. He could have blinked on top of it immediately and pick off at least a Stalker.
Bling does get out, though, with only some shield damage being taken.
Both players are aiming for Colossus right now, as the first Colossus of Bling did just make his way into the battlefield. Neyt is doing the exact same thing, as he is dropping his second Robo as well, dropping the Forge and dropping the Robo Bay. But he doesn't really have a lot of gas. He's been investing so much gas, I think, in all these Blink Stalkers. Is he going to try to do it once more?
Oh, and boom!
No.
Beautiful observer snipe there by Bling.
Wow.
Excellent, awareness there.
And I think it helps so much that Bling puts his observer in different group.
Neyt, you are playing with fire, my friend.
Yeah, this army is too strong right now.
Look at these two Stalkers. Didn't want to go down here. Quickly run back to the base.
Worker-wise, it is very close, though. Neyt even has a small lead. It's 44 for the Russian Protoss player and 42 for the Protoss player from Great Britain.
Yes, sir. Bling starting to pull ahead, though. 130 supply to 110.
And those Immortals are still going to be so useful in the big fight, man. Because these are 4 Immortals against an army that consists of 24 Blink Stalkers. And you can't pick off 4 Immortals in a big engagement.
No,
there's just no way.
Not. But Neyt is on double Robo, and he's producing a couple of Mortals of his own. He's not completely invested in the Colossus tech just yet. Bling's still on just a single Robo, and hasn't planted his second one. That surprises me a little.
Yeah, Bling is a little bit in the dark, but I still feel that he has a good read on this game. I just feel that Bling in general knows how games like this, if they evolve like this, how it actually stands, and he should know that this game has been going pretty well for him. When your opponent makes that many Blink Stalkers, yet never really gets a favorable engagement, you know you're in good shape.
Yep, Bling's going to take a third base. Of course, Neyt doing the same thing. A little bit of a fight here in the middle of the map. The Colossi are going to show up, and Neyt's going to have to give up that position in a hurry.
If Bling would attack right now, he's going to have Thermal Lance against no Thermal Lance Colossus. That would have been very good for him.
Instead, he wants to come back and deal with this single, very gung-ho Stalker trying to kill his Nexus.
Gung-ho?
Yeah, man.
Gangnam.
Every time I say gung-ho, you're like, what does that mean?
Yeah, what does it mean?
And then I have to define it. It's like, he's ready to fight. He's gung-ho.
Did you make that up?
It's like, no, I didn't make that up.
Yes, you made it up, man.
No, man. Gung-ho is the guy that's like on the horse in the very front of the charge, pointing the sword forward. He's gung-ho. That's right.
I've never heard of that. Nice pick up there by Neyt, but you can just see how...
Oh, those are gung-ho Stalkers blinking forward, picking up 2 more of Neytron's Stalkers. Very well done by Bling.
That's what I exactly tried to say. You can just see it takes too long for Stalkers to even pick off a single Zealot right now, when a terrifying army is right behind it, and every single time these Colossus get a shot off, all your hard efforts will go up in vain. This is going to be a hard hold for Neyt. He's down 10 army supply, and Bling's army is so much stronger.
Yeah, I think this Nexus is absolutely doomed to fall. Oh, we are going to see a big fight. Very aggressive Blink by Neyt. Nice Colossus micro from Bling. It's 4 Colossi against 3, though.
Yeah,
and
but
Oh, but the Immortals.
The Immortals helping out so much. Bling picking off one Colossus of Neyt as well. Neyt goes for another forward blink into the Immortals and the Colossus. He does pick off the Colossus, but Bling is doing the exact same thing. Crazy fight.
Yeah, crazy fight indeed, but look at all the zealots of Bling just shredding everything, and he's going to come out well ahead in this engagement. 105 supply remains against 74. This is one gung-ho Colossus that remains for Neyt. And now he is dead, one dead Colossus. This is what happens when you're overly gung-ho, Kev.
Neyt calls GG, and Bling wins his second game of the day as well. He just keeps on winning. And Ben, I think one thing was for sure, it was easy to spot the Russian in that final fight, as those stalkers, those are some gung-ho stalkers, as you would say.
We fight or we die.
Well, if we die, we die. But if we die, we take Colossus with us. Because those stalkers, they went right into the thick of things, and I've really seen Blings like that. But I must say, one thing was actually, it kind of looked close for a moment, as all those zealots, they were force-footed out, and then they were kind of running to the right side, and then the stalkers blinked right in, and I was like, that's crazy. And it still didn't work out that well, because the stalker count wasn't that high that he could immediately pick off units.
There were still a ton of Immortals in there.
Yeah, and there were still 2-3 Immortals, and they just do not die. So good game by Bling, very good game. I think he had an excellent read on it.
6th win. Holy cow, man.
Record holder, Bling.
He might be the first, like, he's got a legitimate shot at winning 9 games.
Today?
Overall.
You mean like on a row, or?
Well, both.
Imagine if he would win 13 on a row. Well, Bling is gonna love us. You know, guys, funny story. The only reason why Bling joined NASL King of the Hill last time is because I told him. I was like, hey man, come win some free money.
Right, you guys can thank Rotti.
He's like, yeah, free money.
His next opponent will be Elvis. No, not the singer. The Zerg player, I don't know where he's from.
Belgium, I believe. No, he's definitely from Belgium, yes.
Cool. The Belgian Zerg Elvis is up next. And stick around. Commercial time.